Howdy, y'all. It's day 15 on the Colorado Trail, and I'm in Buena Vista, but I'll talk about that in the next video. Right now, I'm going to go back to day 14 and give a recap of that. So, at day 14, we started at the North Fork of Clear Creek, and the big thing for day 14 was to climb over Lake Ann Pass, and then make it some ways away towards the next pass, which is Cottonwood Pass. And we only had about 20 miles to go to get to Cottonwood Pass, because that's where we were gonna attempt to hitch into Buena Vista. So we didn't really have to go any particular distance just to make it so we could reasonably get to the Cottonwood Pass and get a hitch into town. But the big thing, like I said, Lake Ann Pass, it was not as bad a climb as the previous Hope Pass. I think because we only did around 2,500 or so feet of climbing that day. But it was still tough. You're gaining a lot of altitude. So once we got up to the pass, it was beautiful. It's really pretty, and it was different in that when you get up there, it's a wide open valley, like a huge wide open valley. So it's not like just a bunch of mountains kind of right there on the other side. And that was pretty different. It's pretty cool. I took some video. I'll have to get that posted. And then on the other side of Lake Ann Pass, we came down, and you get to make a choice, actually, because they've done the trail, they're rerouting the trail. And so they've built a new one, and that's basically completed for the most part. There's still a few things that they're working around, like some of the water crossings and things. Or you can take the old trail. And the difference is, the new trail stays up higher for longer, so you're more exposed for longer. It's about 3 miles after the pass that you're still up above the tree line. And so when we got up there, that was one of the evaluations we made, is like, what does the weather look like? Do we think we can get safely through that part without, the typical afternoon thunderstorms? And it looked good, so we decided to take the new trail. The thing about it is like the Far Out guide doesn't really have a lot of information on it as part of the guide itself. But thanks to other hikers' comments at the trail junction, there's a point where people left comments on the app about that. They had like where the water sources are, where some camping is on the new trail, and things like that. So it's very helpful, but it's still not sort of integrated into the app yet. Whereas the old trail still has some of the water sources marked and things like that. But we looked at it, the weather looked good, took the new trail. It's a really nice trail and some gorgeous views. They've done a really good job building the trail, like where you cross areas of rockfall and things like that. They've made a really nice path through that, whereas sometimes it can be kind of rough where you're climbing over big boulders and things like that. That's kind of hard to do. They made it really nice and smooth. So kudos to those builders of the trail. I'd love to buy them a beer or something. So we hiked to a nice spot where there was water and a camping area, stopped for lunch. It had rained the night before, so we were laying out our stuff to dry, the tents and the tent flies and everything, and had a nice lunch there. But weather started coming in a little bit, you could tell. So we wanted to kind of hurry up and get going. We did meet some thru hikers that actually had camped in the same area as we had the night before. And we just met them briefly, and so we talked with them some more. Some young guys, they were cool. And then we've kind of been leapfrogging this other thru hiker who's wears a knee brace, and we've seen him a couple times. He doesn't seem to be too social or anything, but we did talk to him on the way down because we caught up with him on the descent, and he was really having trouble with descents in his knees, which I completely understand. That the descents really kind of bug my knee as well. But good luck going to him, because I hope he can make the trail. I think he's really hurting, so we'll see. We made it down to just about all the way through the new trail, and so camped right near the junction. And Brianna, who we had camped with the previous night, she came through, and she ended up camping with us as well. The reason we stopped is the weather started looking like it was really going to rain. I mean, we kind of got sprinkled on as we came in, but it seemed like it was maybe going to rain a lot harder. And we had come far enough. I think we went 14 miles that day. And so that got us only to have like 6.4 miles to get to Cottonwood Pass the next morning. This morning, my current morning. So that seemed like a good place to camp, and it was a good area to camp. So we went ahead and did that. It was uneventful. Oh, well, it did start raining pretty much right after we got things set up, had dinner, and then, it started raining, so we like dashed into our tents and just kind of hung out for a while. And it kind of rained off and on over the night. So again, everything was all wet, even though we had just dried everything off. But that's the way it goes. So that's pretty much the end of day 14. So more next time. Thanks. Bye.